Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Inkwell's note just dropped last night and I want to go over it. And if you have no idea what an Inkwell note is, basically it's like a developer's note for the game. This guy Inkwell, to keep it super simple, is essentially the main developer and has a development team for our server GMS MapleStory, specifically for us. So it's not like Korean MapleStory related or any other server. This is specifically for our server, and he drops these Inkwell's notes when there are updates that are going to happen, and they tell us kind of like what the future updates of the game are going to be, what he's working on, and all that stuff. He's dropped a bunch of Inkwell notes before, usually gives us really good insight of what's going on, and gives everybody in the game a bunch of free rewards that anybody can claim. So in this video, I want to go over it, tell you about how you could get all the rewards and what the future of the game is going to look like. And also maybe you guys can give me your thoughts on it in the comments below. I do read all the comments, so I look forward to reading what you guys think about this Inkwell note. So the first thing that we got to go over on this Inkwell note is it's not like a normal Inkwell note. It's more of like a greetings 2025 post. Long story short, he apologizes that it's been a long time since we've heard from him and that there have been a bunch of different reasons why he wasn't able to post earlier, and instead he would rather just make this post where he says at least something instead of delaying the post longer and longer. So that's why we got this post. So he starts by reflecting on this last year with Go West and Dark Ride, which were like the two big updates that were exclusive for our server. Basically, he says that some of the things went right, some of the things went wrong, but he's grateful that some people still support him and Team GMS and believe in the future of the game. He also talks about the survey that they implemented. I filled this out myself personally, and that there was a lot of really good feedback in it, but obviously yada yada yada, right? So let's see what's in progress and what they're working on right now and what we can expect for this year. So the first thing is the field harvesting system. So if you remember, heartstones and like all these other minerals and flowers were used to spawn in maps, it got disabled, and they're making a new way to get all of these ardent mill resources that's going to be a lot better, because at the moment it's like impossible to get brilliant dusk essence, for example, or it's really annoying to get materials to craft a bunch of random stuff or get Meister accessory crafting, all this stuff. So they're improving it, and it's going to be in March of this year where we get the improved crafting and field harvesting systems, which is really good because the March update is going to be March 19th, and that's just about like 3 weeks away. So we're finally getting this because it's been so long. Like, it's been so long with this system being not only annoying as hell, but also they've been working on it for so long now. So we're finally going to get it. Next thing is interactive world merge. It's still going to happen this year, which is pretty crazy to be honest with you. And then chains of resentment / familiar cards. So basically they're going to reintroduce ways for us to get more of these this year, which is really good because some people think that like we're just never going to get blue cards again. So it's good that that's not the case, and I hope that we get a lot more blue cards, not just like little packs of 5 or like 10 max. I hope we get like dozens or like hundreds, to be honest. Now, the most important part of this Inkwell note is this part over here where he says that he wants to keep introducing non-KMS exclusive content for our server. So that could mean anything. That could mean like the new class in Taiwan, like Moshan, comes to us. That could mean other server like JMS or TMS exclusive events could come to us, or that could mean brand new events that are just for us, like the Dark Ride, for example. So we can look forward to brand new events that we won't know about, which means that probably during the big updates, like in June and November, usually throughout every year, we're probably going to get a bunch of more stuff than we originally expect. So the stuff that we get from Korea, we're most likely going to keep getting that stuff and then more on top of that, which is a good thing. But this line in particular is what makes me be more hopeful, I guess, of Team GMS and stuff like that. So it says, within the team, we're constantly discussing topics such as familiar cards in high-level areas and overseas job skill balance as we contemplate a direction that suits GMS' unique situation. Now, specifically these two lines, familiar cards in high-level areas and overseas job skill balance. The reason why it makes me really happy to read that is because it shows that they understand some of the issues for our server in particular. It's not just like a MapleStory at large type comment. It's like very specific issues that a lot of players in our server in particular struggle with. So familiars in high level areas, this could easily just mean like Odium and Shangri-La, for example, but it could also mean like Talahart or Carcian, because that's like the highest level areas in the game right now. So it tells me that like they might realize that familiars in the higher level areas is actually better than familiars in lower level areas, because you're in the higher level areas for much longer, obviously. And then overseas job skill balance, which is of course huge, because Kana, Lin, and Hayato, they're not balanced by the Korean team. So we would need our own balancing for it that fits in line with the other classes, because it sucks. It sucks playing a non-Korean class when you don't know when you're going to get any updates, and you just have to wait. You just have to wait forever and hope you get something, or half your skills are bugged or something like that. And then the next thing that he talks about that's super important is the character switch feature. Now, if you don't know what the character switch feature is, basically in the Korean game, they can relog between characters very, very quickly. So you don't have to like press escape, log out, go back to the character selection, choose a new character. You could do all of that like within game. It's like very quick that you can swap between characters, and we were supposed to have gotten that last November, but we didn't get it for some reason. So we finally got an answer why we didn't get it. So apparently in our server, we have different launcher specifications, whatever that means, and we have a different login policy. Now, the login policy I can understand. Like, there's different security measures probably for our server than other servers. There's different methods in like the back end for how we log into the game and stuff like that. So I can see how the character switch feature probably could not be copy pasted from KMS, and it would have to be redeveloped in-house, and that's what they're doing. They said the system's currently in development and we're gonna get it eventually, so that's good. Like, I'm happy we'll get that eventually. And then the last thing that he says is that this is the 20th anniversary of GMS, which is a big deal, like 20th year for the anniversary event, and we're gonna get that towards the end of April, and we're probably gonna get another Inkwell note, like a more detailed one, most likely before that as well. So this anniversary event should be really good because it's the 20th year, and anniversary events in general really good. I'm obviously going to have videos about this and every other related topic, so if you want to stay up to date, definitely subscribe. And then the last thing is the Inkwell gift. Obviously, every time there's an Inkwell note, there's an Inkwell gift, so make sure you claim all of this stuff. You have until March 11th to claim it, and you have to talk to the Maple admin to claim all of it. Now, some people are saying that this calligraphy damage skin is a hint that we're getting Moshan, and honestly, like, y'all, I'll take the bait, you know what I mean? Like, I lose nothing by believing this. I'll take any sort of hope that I can. Now, let me show you how you claim all of this stuff if you don't know. So literally in any town map, you just press quick move on the top left and you talk to the Maple admin, Inkwell thank you gift, and then you could claim all of the stuff that you want. But that's about it for the Inkwell note. I mean, overall, my thoughts on it are, is this sufficient for an Inkwell note? Of course not. I would have much rather had a very detailed update on what we're getting and all of this stuff like that. Like, I want to know exactly what's going on. I want to know exactly what we're getting. What can we expect? All of these things, like, in detail. I want to know a lot. I love the details. I want to know exactly why we don't have as many familiar cards right now. I want to know exactly what kind of familiars we're going to get later. Like, I don't want to get generalizations. Now, obviously, though, getting a sort of communication or a post from Nexon in general is always a good thing, right? Like, it's always a good thing no matter what, and I'm appreciative of this post, right? Like, two things could be true. I'm appreciative of this post. I'm happy to read a lot of the stuff that's in this, and I am hopeful for the game in the future. But do I think this is a sufficient amount of communication from Nexon? No, I don't. For me personally, I don't think that there's any reason why they can't communicate anymore. Like, even if they gave us an Inkwell note once a month and it just didn't really have that much in it, I'd rather have it so that we get a bunch of little Inkwell notes very frequently than like one big one like a few times a year only. I don't know. That's just me though. But all in all, like, I'm hopeful for the game. Like I said, I think it's a good Inkwell note. I am excited to see the profession system and field harvesting get improved. I want more familiar cards. I want more familiars in higher level areas. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, to be honest with you. There's so many other issues on this game, and I would love to see them get addressed in the future. Like, can we please have cash shop be universal? Can we please have development on trying every single class in the game before you have to lock in on a main or something? I don't know. That's a different video though. But that's the Inkwell note. Let me know what you think about it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Shout out to my members: Blazefire, Shooms, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Skittles, Dante Victory, CK, Jay, Kyle, Vampiric X, Fresh and Juicy, Assassin, Henzo, Henrique, and Kelvin. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you everybody who submitted fan art. You can always submit it in the Discord and it'll be put at the end of every video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.